Hey everyone, my name is Nick Harty. I'm a student studying electrical engineering at Penn and healthcare management through Wharton. I competed in Congressional App Challenge in 2021 and 2022 with my childhood best friend, co-founder now, and fellow alumni advisory board member, Om, where we built a platform to connect medical devices all in one app. Because seamless and connected care shouldn't be a luxury, it should be a standard. That idea grew into MetaBound, a startup helping everyone from students to startups build connected health devices with zero back-end code, taking the software and legal complexity and clutter and letting you focus on your innovation. Over the past few months, I've been lucky to travel to hackathons across the country, workshopping with some incredible health tech and wearable projects, along with some of the most brilliant, young, scrappy innovators out there. People solving problems from diagnostics to mental health, all with a focus on accessibility and low cost impact. In that spirit, that's exactly what Hack Club is about. Hack Club is a global movement of high schoolers who don't wait for permission to build, but instead deliver meds or an app to support caregivers when needed. Hack Clubbers are proving that big impact can start with a $30 sensor, a pizza filled weekend, and a wild idea. So without further ado, let's dive into what makes Hack Club such a wild and wonderful home for the next generation of builders. Thank you.
Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Good? Okay. This is going to be pretty short. So I am Deven. I am 19. I've been a part of Hack Club for the last 4 years. And I run our hackathons program along with being a university student studying computer science. So let's go to the next slide. All right. How many of you like resonate with this vision board? Like, how many of you want to like go ahead and run a startup? You want to build a company, you want to be successful. Don't be shy. Yep, that's what I thought. Now, let me ask you another question. Next slide, please. How are we supposed to learn how the real world works if no one ever lets us try building anything real, right? Like you're in school. School tells you that they're preparing you for life. Most of the times you're memorizing stuff. You're like writing tests, following instructions, filling out really big forms. And one day you're just dropped into like the real world and you're expected to know how to raise money, work with a team. You're expected to solve messy problems and figure out things when there is no right answer. So where are you supposed to learn that? How do you learn that as a high schooler? Um, the next slide. Oh, hackathons. Yeah. Who here has been to a hackathon before? Quick show of hands. Amazing. Who here has been involved with or knows what Hack Club is? Quick show of hands. All right, amazing. So this is kind of unexpected for me. Like hackathons are supposed to be for people to build projects, right? It's a creativity sprint. For those of you who have never been to a hackathon before, like just close your eyes, think about hundreds of teenagers who share the same interests as you, all in the same room. You're building projects, you're forming teams, you're coming up with like creative ideas, and you end the hackathon with an app or a website or a game, and it's super fun. And there are no grades, there's no rules. There's a theme, and you make something. That sounds chaotic, right? Like let's see a few pictures. Yeah, this is from a hackathon I organized in San Francisco. Some more pictures. Yep. Yeah. And yeah, that's how many people we had. So uh, it's super chaotic. But now imagine you running this hackathon, right? Like you're the one doing it. When I was 16, I helped organize two hackathons called Assemble in San Francisco and Epoch in New Delhi, India. And what started as one event quickly became something much bigger here at Hack Club. Um, like as of last month, about 60 high schoolers from over 30 different countries all across the world ran their own hackathons on the same day at the same exact time called Scrapyard. The art, the website, everything is made by teenagers. It's completely open source. And all of those hackathons had the same brand and the same theme. Um, but kind of looking back, when I was 16 and I did my first hackathon, I did not feel like a high schooler anymore. I felt like I was running a business. Um, because the moment you decide to run a hackathon, you stop learning about the world in theory, and you start learning about the world and like how it actually works, like in real life, right? So let me break it down. You're not throwing a party. You're raising thousands of dollars. Most of the teenagers that run hackathons with Hack Club end up raising over $5,000 for the event all on their own. Like you're writing emails, you're negotiating with sponsors, you're convincing venues to take a chance on a bunch of teenagers. You're building a team, keeping them motivated, solving logistics, getting food ordered, dealing with crises. It's pressure. It's chaos. But that's exactly what leadership is. It's literally like entrepreneurship in disguise. And there's no classroom in the world that will teach you that. I remember like emailing so many sponsors. Like I sent out for my first hackathon, I sent out like 50 emails and got 2 replies. And that was like life-changing for me because there was someone like much older and like much more important than me that was willing to give me like $5,000 for my own hackathon. I learned how to write contracts, make marketing plans, really calm down panic volunteers because, and this is a true story, someone didn't know the difference between dozens and crates on Costco wholesale. And so at our venue, we had like 6 giant crates of bananas that showed up, and we did not know what to do with it. But the TLDR is, you learn what it means to fail publicly and also what it means to succeed. And no test in high school has ever taught me that. I'm in university now. Nothing in university is teaching me that. The projects that come out of like events like these and came out of Scrapyard were so incredibly delightful. If we go to the next slide. Oh, sorry, the next one. Yeah. Someone made a flame-throwing guitar. So there was a toy guitar and a can of sunscreen, which turns out sunscreen is flammable. So there's that. And on the next slide, yeah, turn signals for humans. It figures out the direction you're walking in, and it turns on turn signals. There's brakes. There's a horn. It's fantastic because the theme for Scrapyard was to build silly stuff no one needs, and that brought out so much creativity with all of the students that participated. So as Scrapyard grew, other students, people who had never led anything before, were stepping up, hosting events in their own school and cities, learning the same lessons, getting scrappy. That's when I realized something that is kind of profound, right? You don't need a business degree to be an entrepreneur. You don't need to wait until you're 25 to start solving real problems. You need the chance to try. You need to try, and you need to follow through. And hackathons, as of 2025, give you that chance as a high schooler. It gave me the chance when I was 16. So here's the truth for anyone that's listening, even all the adults in the room. Young people are capable of way more than we give them credit for. Most of us just never get the opportunity to prove it. We're told to wait, to learn the rules, to be realistic. But when you run a hackathon, you're not waiting for anyone. You're acting, you're building, you're figuring it out like in real time. And everything in Hack Club and in the world happens because you decide to make it happen. So next slide, please. If you are a high school student right now and you want to know what it feels like to build a company, or you're super technical and you want a community of people who are just like you, who you can hang out with literally every week, run a hackathon. Create something from scratch to lead people, to take responsibility for something that matters is what will get you out there in the real world. I am happy to announce that we would be partnering with the Congressional App Challenge in the future to have a hackathon that you guys organize. It'll happen simultaneously, and all we need you to do is fill out this QR code. Anyone can do it. Trust me. You don't need to be from a business background. You don't need to be super technical either. Even if you're like a beginner, everybody can do it. And all you need to do right now is fill out a QR code, scan the QR code, fill out a form, and we will reach out to you, and we'll make this happen. So I just want to say, like, It doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to happen. Because on the other side of this experience is a version of you that's more resourceful, more resilient, and more ready for the real world than any textbook could ever prepare you for. Thank you.